So in today's screencast, I'm going to go through how to get feedback from your customers that you can then use as testimonials. Now, testimonials are really important, especially in the insurance industry, for a couple of reasons. The first is that insurance is really hard to sell because you can't see it, you can't touch it, hear it, smell it, hold it. You're not in the business of selling a physical product. You're selling things like trust, ideas, promises. And the way to get people to buy that kind of product from you is through one, building a relationship with them, and two, showing them that tons of other people trust you and would actually recommend you. Now, building a relationship obviously takes time, and if you want to make a sale on your first visit, you have to do something else to get your foot in the door. And that's where testimonials can be a huge advantage for independent insurance agents. Now, we really recommend that these testimonials appear on your agent website because that's the first place most of us go to get information these days. I mean, if you think about it, when you go to Google and you want to look up some place, you're usually going to type in the name of the place and then reviews, right? And it leads us to places like Yelp, maybe Facebook reviews. And trust me, seniors are definitely included in that. Over half of seniors actually report that they use the internet. And the 74 and up age group is the fastest growing demographic among social networking sites. So the older we get, the more important it is for us to use the internet to bridge this gap between just a regular old salesman and trusted expert. But no worries, if you haven't created a website for yourself, it's no big deal. Testimonials are still going to be useful for you. We have agents that just print up a page of testimonials, maybe laminate it, and bring it with them to appointments. You can also use testimonials in things like brochures, flyers, pretty much any kind of advertisement that you create to get more prospects. So I'm going to show you 3 examples of how companies get testimonials. And as you're going to see, they're pretty much the same thing, and that's because this method is so successful. So first up is actually from Orange Theory Fitness. So I went to my first class with them, and the next morning I got this email. And as you can see, the company that is generating this is called Listen 360, down here at the bottom, powered by Listen 360. That company pretty much runs the show behind the scenes, and they take all of the work out of your hands by sending this email. They obviously do a lot of other things, but we're going to focus on this feedback request. Later on, I'll show you what we actually use, but this is certainly still an option. In general, this 9 to 10 area right here is considered the happy customer block. If they click 9 or 10, they're generally good, they're happy. These are the people you want to really get testimonials from because they're going to be advocating for you. They're the people that are going to be recommending you to other people. Now the 7 and 8 range right here, that's pretty much neutral. I mean, it sounds high, but if people are clicking 7 and 8, it's generally that they're not like wowed by you. They're not super blown away, but they're not unhappy either. They're just pretty neutral. And this is still a good group to get testimonials from, but they're pretty much probably going to be lackluster-ish comments like good service, everything went well, just as expected, that kind of thing. Now this 0 to 6 range is like the danger zone. It's not that the people are bad, but they're just not super happy with your service. Now this is the group that the feedback is going to be actually the most useful for you because you can find out here, what did I do wrong? How can I improve? This group is going to help you, for lack of a better phrase, to not screw it up next time. So you don't necessarily want to get testimonials from these people because they're obviously not going to be good. So what happens is when I click a number, I'm redirected to a web page that asks me one more question. Now I can't do that here because I've actually already done this before, so it's going to take us to a different page than what actually appears. But I got a screenshot here of where it takes you, and it asks you one question, which is, what do you like about our products and services? Now this is the perfect question to ask to get a fantastic testimonial. So after I put in my feedback, I click submit down here, and it takes me to this page, not that one, this one. So you can see kind of what I put in. It's very challenging and leaves me feeling accomplished. And I'm telling you right now, if you've ever tried Orange Theory, it is a challenge, that's for sure. So After this step, they're really going to go the extra mile here, as you can see, by asking you to post a review on Google and Yelp. And it's really no big deal if they don't do that, because you still have that original testimonial to use in your site. And in case you didn't see, there's this little thing right here. I give permission for my comments to be posted anonymously online. And that is automatically checked. So they don't have to take an extra step to check that. It's automatically going to say that. So that gives you permission to use it, which is exactly what you need. And that's exactly what a testimonial is. And this kind of question here is going to lead them to type in essence, a testimonial. I also just want to show you that this technique is really nothing new. People have been doing it for years, and I've got an example here that I found. I just kind of backtracked through my emails, and this is from about 4 years ago. Bookrenter.com, same thing. How likely are you to recommend Bookrenter to a friend? Now, I can't click on any of these numbers here because it's such an old email, and it just takes you to a page that says the web page is no longer valid. But I can tell you it was the same thing. It's asking you to type in, what did you like? Is there anything else we can do? That kind of thing. And it gives them that feedback for, internally, this is what we're doing great, this is what we're not doing great. But it also gives you access to use that as a way to make other customers trust you and feel comfortable, which, as you know, is so important in insurance. So to kind of close this up, I want to show you what Sam's Hockaday does to get feedback. And I can tell you right now that it's super successful, and I'll show you how. If you don't know what Sam's Hockaday is, the founders of New Horizons also founded that company, and it's a local business that offers insurance products to the senior market. So what happens is you get this email after you see an agent. It might be a day after your appointment, whatever the setting might be, and you can choose that setting when you sign up with this company. But we didn't actually write any of this content. The company Rocket Referrals did. And they, just like Listen 360, it's just another alternative. They do all the behind the scenes stuff, and it's completely automated. So you can sit back, actually have time to see your customers, do what's important, and let this stuff run in the background and do the work for you. So same thing, how did we do on a scale from 1 to 10? Once you click your number, you're redirected to a page like this one. Thank you. Can you let us know what we did right? Throw in your feedback here, and then what's different between what Rocket Referrals does and what Listen 360 does is Rocket Referrals lets you choose to use your name or to stay anonymous. So I just want to show you what kind of results we're actually getting from this. If I go to the Sam's Hockaday homepage here, you can see that we've gotten 512 positive reviews. So if we head over to the testimonials page, you can see that this list just goes on and on and on. And when people go onto the internet to find confirmation that what they're shopping for is trusted, this is priceless. It really is priceless. So I just want to show you a couple of the options that you have. This one here is Rocket Referrals. And you can see that you can do a free trial and you kind of check it out before you make any kind of commitment. Same thing with Listen 360 here. You can request a demo up here, kind of check it out. I think both of these are really great tools that you can use. And I'm sure there's many more out there. But if you don't have a huge book of business yet, or you've just started out, I don't think there's anything wrong with asking for some feedback and testimonials just manually. After an appointment, shoot off an email. It doesn't have to look like this. It can just be text. And just say, depending on what your situation is, I would really appreciate it if you could just take a minute of your time to give me some feedback. Something like, I'm fairly new to the industry. I'd be so grateful if you could send a quick review of how I did for you. And you always got to throw in, if not, no hard feelings. I look forward to meeting with you again in the future. Something like that is going to work just as well. And if you really don't want to go all in with a complete feedback system, you don't have a huge book of business again, or you're just starting out and don't have the funds to kind of pay for that kind of software, that's just a really quick and easy way to get some initial feedback going. So I hope this was useful for you, and go get some feedback. Thanks, guys.